Okay.
So, Angee, great to have you on. Um, let's begin with who is Angee?
Absolutely. First of all, Shem, thank you so much for having me here. My name is Angee Hernandez, and basically, I came to the United States about 20 years ago with a lot of dreams, but no money. Can anybody relate to that? I was just very excited to have the opportunity to make some money, to have a job, because coming from a third world country, the opportunities are so limited, especially if you don't have the resources, the education. But moved here, $100, didn't speak the language. I was broke. I was broken. I didn't believe in myself. So the thing that happened is that I was conditioned by the society and culture saying because you're Latina, because you don't speak the language and you don't have money, the thing that we do is clean houses. So that's what I did for 5 years. I cleaned houses, and I believed that I didn't deserve anything else. I believed that that was it. Have so many things that were running through my mind, because I will say, like, I want to make more money, but it's like, you can, you're an immigrant. But then a lot of things happen in this process, like life and success is not overnight. My overnight success took me 12 years. That's what I said. Like, if people see me in social media, it's like, oh, this is like overnight success and a couple seven figures. Like, yeah, it took me 12 years to have an overnight success. But through personal growth, I believe having the right community, the right people around you, having the personal growth in the vision to know where you're going, that's where everything changed. And I started in sales. I was selling everything, you name it. I would go to my parents' house or my friend's house, and I will say, like, are you using that table? Are you really using this? And if they say like no, wow, it's like, can I have it? And I will just go back and sell it for something, and just like so driven to do anything and make it happen. And I got started in network marketing long time ago, an industry that I always super passionate about. It teach me a lot, but most important, it gave me the resources that I needed to put myself out there. And I was able to make my first $1 million through network marketing. And from there, I just branch out to my own brands, my own companies. And what I do right now is I teach business owners and entrepreneurs how to monetize their social media, how to have a business plan where you can make more money and just like, be in and have the lifestyle that you deserve.
Yeah, no, I get it. I love that. I mean, for everyone that doesn't know, what is network marketing for basically how you got started?
Well, network marketing, it's one of those companies where it says there are pyramid schemes. Have you ever had, I'm sure everybody here has ever had a conversation, a call from someone saying, are you interested in making extra money? What are you doing tonight at 7 p.m.? Come to my house, right? Well, I was one of those promoting products. So network marketing has a bad reputation, because not because it doesn't work. I know many people who has made tons of money in network marketing. It's because it's a very hard industry, and then you just don't work. Like, if you don't work, you don't make money. So basically what it is, and the way that I explain it is super simple. It's a big company, for example, Amazon or Target or any big company, and all they do is pay distributors like me to promote a product and to get other people to do the same thing. Literally, that's it. Incredible industry, to be honest. I'm still part of network marketing because it changed my life. If you are if you want to get started in life and learn about business and learn how to talk to people, how to communicate, public speaking, so many trades, join a network marketing company, the one that you love the most, the one that you're passionate about, the product or the service. And don't look at how much money you're making. Look at how many things you're learning, because it will change your life.
100%. I agree. I've even been in a network marketing company
Oh,
myself as well. Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, what company? What were you actually pushing? Like what kind of product or service?
So my first company was ACN.
Okay.
I was ACN. They were pushing more products. It was more service products like internet, cell phones, those things. I hated it. I really did. I didn't know. It wasn't for me because I wasn't passionate about the products or the services that we were pushing. But again, it was kind of like teach me so much about myself, personal growth, and everything. And then 4 years later, I got to be a really high rank in that company. But 5 years later, being in the company, I found a product that actually impacted my life and the life of my parents in the health and wellness space. With like people who has pain, inflammation. I'm very huge into holistic health. So for me, that was kind of like, oh, this is what I'm really passionate about and what I really love. And that's when I got to the company. It's called Kayani. And then now I've been there for 9 years or
Oh,
eight
wow.
years. Yeah.
Wow. When did you start actually, seeing the fruits of your labor? How deep did you have to get in?
So it's funny story. I was working in a bank. Um, Somebody invited me to this network marketing business, and it's a business opportunity. And I was like desperate looking for something else. So I was tired of not having money. I have more month at the end of my paycheck every single time. So um, I went to this meeting. First time hearing about network marketing. This guy is explaining this business with this circle. This is you, and you only need two people. And for me, it was so fascinating that I joined right away. I have no idea what network marketing was. So it's like, I'm in, like, everybody should be doing this. Like, I mean, everybody's gonna join me. I have my sister, I have my friend, I have this, like, I was just like, this is so simple to make money. And I see the ranks and the possibility of the money that you can make. The product makes sense. So I got in and made the biggest mistake of my life. I quit my full-time job because I thought I was gonna be a millionaire in the first month. I had no idea. So I quit my job. And it's like, I'm going full time with this. Like 2 months, I will be making what I make at the bank. 6 months, I'm making 10,000 a month or more. Well, that didn't happen. You know how it is. You're being part of the own marketing. It didn't happen that way. Everybody started laughing, telling me that those things don't work. It's a pyramid scheme. They're, stole your money. So I just was so determined. Like, I have this conviction and determination of like, I'm gonna make this happen. Like, I don't care if I have to go door by door and recruit every single person. And I'm like very relentless. And I will go anywhere outside and say, hi, nice to meet you. Do you want to make extra money? And I mean, I was just doing everything. I was so different. It took me the first year in network marketing, I made $65 full year. I was going to every single meeting. I was doing everything. It's a lot of work. $65 the first year. And I was broke. I was freaking out. My family was telling me I made the biggest mistake. I was actually like, people were helping me to pay my stuff. I was living in just one tiny little small room. I didn't even have a car. I had a bicycle to do my home meetings. It was like very, very much like, I'm gonna make this happen. Like, I want to see myself in this stage. I remember going to this huge stage, 10,000 people, and I saw myself in the stage speaking in front of 10,000 people. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And second year in network marketing, I made like 5,000 full year. Third year in network marketing, I was making already over 65,000. And fourth year, I was making over 100,000. And so it took me like 3 years to actually make some decent money. And then from my fifth year, when I joined my other company, then everything changed. I started making, I made my first $1 million in the first 2 years and in the second company.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Nice, nice. What was the big change? Do you think you weren't really sold on the product yourself or the service in the first company?
Two bigger things.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger thing is that thinking is for you. I wanted the money. I needed the money. Right? when you think about yourself. I needed the money. I wanted the money. Instead of thinking about what other people need from me. How can I serve others? How can I help other people? And when you start thinking about leaving yourself on the side and then start working with a purpose, like how can I serve? How can I help others? You get everything that you want. So I switched that mindset, and not thinking about what I need is how can I serve? How can I help? And the second thing is realizing that when you start any type of business, network marketing, online marketing, influencers, whatever type of business, even construction, real estate, it has to go through a learning process, because
100%.
in order for you to make 7 figures, you need to become a person that knows how to make 7 figures. So I had to learn about leadership, communications, how to develop teams, how to create strategies, systems. I mean, it's so much that you need to learn to become that person. It's not just overnight again. It's putting the work in. But when you put the work in for yourself, I mean, money is the result of the work that you're doing.
100% agreed. Yeah. Just like an hourly wage job, the growth is just like this,
Yeah,
but with something like what we do, just like in sales in general, it doesn't compound like that on a graph. It's more of like a steady line, and then out of nowhere it just starts going up. Right? Do you
exactly.
agree?
100%. It's, um, quitting when people say like, I'm gonna give this business 1 month or 6 months. If it doesn't work, the only way that is not going to work is if you quit. But if you don't quit, it shows it's there. Like when you look back and see like, oh, I don't have the money that I want to make, but look at how far I got. Look at the things
Right.
that I have learned. So it's just a process. And the worst thing that we can do is compare ourselves to other people's story, because it's your own story, it's your own journey. And that happened to me a lot. You know I was at my like 28 or 29 years old, and
Hmm.
I still was broke, and I still was like trying to figure out. And I see my friends same age, maybe they're already married, they have kids, they're making 7 figures, they're traveling the world, they're getting all the things that I ever wanted, and I was doing the same thing. It's like, what is happening? Like, I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I don't have the results. But I
Right.
had to understand that that's their journey, that is their story. I had to be the hero of my own story and write it down the way that it is for me.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure. And social media doesn't help out with that either, because it just makes comparing it even worse, right?
it,
And
it,
you
it
really, yeah, and you really have to focus on yourself, like you're saying. And I really think that is really truly important, because then you're not focusing on what you're doing, what you might have been doing wrong, focusing on like what you need to do.
Mhm.
Instead, you're focusing on what others are accomplishing, what they're doing, and then it kind of drives you away from what you need to be doing, right?
Exactly. Well, I see social media, it's like this thing. I absolutely love social media. Why? Because it's a free way to advertise yourself.
100%.
20, 30 years ago, you open a restaurant, and the only way for people to get to know you is drive by, or you could just make a flyer, put it in the yellow pages, anything like that. But the only people that know who you were or buying the product is the people around your community. When social media came along, it gives you and I and everybody else the opportunity to show the world what we have, what we can do, and how can we help others with the same product. So now we literally can touch the whole world, millions of people. There is over 2.5 billion people active in social media right now. 2.5 billion people active. So imagine if you can just get 1% of that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And it's free marketing, like you said, right? It
Yeah.
just wasn't around. You always had to pay.
And it's the way, exactly. And it's the way that you use it. That's the biggest change. So if you're using it to compare yourself or to waste your time just watching videos for no reason, well, I mean, what's the point of having social media? But if you're using social media to post the right information so you can attract your ideal customer, that literally changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. 100%. Did you use social media, to your advantage for your sales?
Absolutely. I have made every single mistake in social media because I no idea, like you don't know, like, just I'm the type of person that I have to do something and I have no idea what to do. I just jump, like figure it out, let's see what happens. So
Hmm.
at the beginning in social media, I was posting like selfies, like, and again, same thing. I love this. I accomplished this. I made this money. I got this new car. Like I. And posting the selfies and posting all this traveling and things that I was buying. Now it boosts my ego. Why not? Yeah, cool. I did it. But somebody who's watching my social media, they don't care about how much money I have or the things I have. They cares
Right.
how I get that there. So that's when I started learning about marketing and social media and the psychology behind what to post, utilizing a lot of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and knowing exactly what to post. So now my social media and what I recommend to anybody who's watching this is not about you. Social media is for your ideal customer. Social media is what do your ideal customer needs to learn? Like how can you help them solve any problems? Because then you can still technically post your new house or your new car, but instead of posting it, I got this. It's like, let me show you how I got there.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like,
just helping.
exactly. The more you help. So in social media, there's like a few things that you want to make sure. Your account and your social media should be either educating someone, like any education. It needs to be inspire or kind of, yeah, inspiration, like, or motivating someone to do
Hmm.
something, to take advantage. It can also be like funny, like making somebody change. So when you social media can touch your heart, like the followers' heart, either through something funny or inspiration, motivation, or like teaching something, you literally know the secret and how to make money through social media. Because now you're creating a community of people that have the same feeling and will buy anything from you, like literally,
Right.
like any.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the connection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So how was that like relatively new, or did you start doing that as well when you started?
So when I started working in my second network marketing company,
Hmm.
I was really tired of doing home meetings. I was like home meetings and like meeting people one on one or door by door. And I thought about like it has to be a better way to do this. That's back in 2013. Yeah, like a little bit before 2000, something like that in that time. Don't quote me in the year, but it was 2012, 13, 14. And
Hmm.
social media wasn't big at that point. That's the time where you were posting in Facebook, I had coffee. I'm going to sleep. I'm really sad today. And like you will post and things like that. But I was thinking like all my friends are here. What if I can sell my product or promote my business through social media? And that's when everything started. I started, again, making those mistakes of posting, oh, I made this check. And yeah, people were interested in asking how, but then it slowly kind of like evolved to understanding the power that we have through social media to sell our products. And social media is not just about posting a product that I'm selling, like a vitamin or whatever it is. It's more like the benefits. Like
Hmm.
if you get this product, if you get this service, this is what you're gonna get. So you talk more about the benefit. What is the result they're gonna receive, and then yeah, and yeah. So it's been a process again. Let's talk about my second overnight success in social media. It took me what, 9 years.
Yeah, right. It does take a lot and like, a long time. And the big part is just as far as at least with me, um it was just getting on social media in the first place to go ahead
Hmm.
and do things like make the switch from me to actually making it a business and providing value, right?
Yes.
It's like that big jump, because you're just not comfortable with doing something like that, right? It's like a whole different world too. And then you
Yeah.
feel like about like the judgment from people, a whole different like, side of different things. It's a whole different world.
And it's awkward. I remember my first live in Facebook. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hi, nobody joined, by the way, but it was just
yeah.
like, hi, oh, yes, I'm here to talk about. It was so awkward. It was so, my first videos and my first things. It was just, I didn't even know if I needed to look at the camera. It was
uh
crazy.
yeah, no, I get it. And especially like it's just you not caring, right? You learning from the mistakes, and like you said, you just jump on in and just do it and learn instead of just
The,
like sitting on the
the,
sideline.
exactly. The more important thing is taking action. Because it's not about how many times you fail and how many times you make a mistake, it's how many times you're willing to get it done right and learn a different way. So it's like, okay, this way didn't work. Let's keep the same goal, the same vision, but let's go back a little bit and try this way and try this way. But it's not quitting, it's just trying different ways to get where you want to get.
Yeah. No, 100%. Um, so yeah, as far as even going deeper into what's it called, the keynote speaking and things like that, touch on a little bit of that and when you got started in that and how.
Yeah. So I guess like everything started evolving at the same time because like people started seeing my success in network marketing. Um and I loved it.
Hmm.
But then other people from other companies, other corporations were asking me like, hey, I want you to teach about social media. How are you growing your social media? So what happened is that before COVID, I was actually in Australia and working over there, and I was doing different tours. I was doing a lot of kind of like public speaking for my company. I was like teaching it for only for my company. So March 2020 happened, and I basically lost all my business because my business was face to face. Yeah, I was
Right,
doing
right.
media, but to train a team to like develop new organizations, you need to be present. Well, that's what I thought. So I got back to United States and I was like, what am I gonna, how I'm gonna present this business? How I'm gonna train my people? Like I was so used to traveling every month in a different country, different places. So that gave me kind of like the vision of where I was seeing myself next. And I started writing down things that I was good at. And one of my passions is public speaking
Hmm.
because it for me it's kind of like impacting other people. Like somebody can be watching this right now and says, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this business, you know what, I'm gonna do this or that. And for me it's like just having the vision that you can change somebody's life through what I'm saying. So I love public speaking, so I wrote it down. And I was thinking, like, what if I, right now that it's COVID, everybody's losing their business and everybody's like, they don't know how to utilize social media. What if I can start teaching to any business how to use social media? And that's what I did. I'm so sorry.
No, no, you're good. And you did that all just remote, like all through the internet?
Yeah, I started doing that all remote.
Hmm.
And then after 2020, 2021, 22, that's when I started going back to actually speaking in events.
No, okay. Nice, nice. So how did you jumpstart that? Right? Did you use like your social media to leverage that, or all the audience you already built up through sales to
I
get
did
into it?
everything. So I started using my social media, talking about my social media, telling my story, like what am I doing now in social media to to make more money. And I will tell my story, be honest, like I still have my network marketing business that I'm selling, but now I'm teaching you how to grow your business, your restaurant, your real estate company, whatever it is, what to post. So people started like hiring me or like getting my courses online. And then eventually I started getting more connected, inviting me to other events. And that lead me to speak in big events, but also lead me to opening my own marketing company. Because when I was on the stage, people say like, I want to learn about social media. I need social media for my business, but unfortunately, I don't have the time. So then I was thinking, well, this is another business opportunity, because I I can hire people to work in through automation or marketing or anything, and I provide my audience with the option to build your business through network marketing. But you can
Right.
also have the option to learn how to make money through social media, or I can do it for them. So
Mm.
do it with you or do it for you, kind of type of business.
Right, right. Okay. Yeah, I love that. You're just like hunting for problems, just like us. Even in real estate, the only time you
Yeah.
can make money is if there's a problem and you can solve it. And I love that. There's problems coming your way, and you're just looking for different kinds of strategies to go ahead and solve them. I absolutely
Yeah.
love it.
And I challenge everybody who's watching this to ask this question, depending on your industry, whatever industry you are. I challenge you to think about what are the problems right now that your customers are having, and how can you solve it with your product or service. That will give you ideas. Write it out, and that will give you ideas to start something. You don't need to have money to start anything. Like, of course, we can spend millions of dollars to creating a super incredible brand, but if you can solve anybody's problems, you can start small. Just start small and start reaching out to people. Reach out to people like, oh, I have this idea. Let's work it out. Let's do a partnership. Like, just start. Like, the key is start, move, like get out there. This is an incredible time where there's so many opportunities where you can make money. You can be that hero of like solving anything.
Right. Yeah. 100%. And did you leverage anybody around you? I know earlier on you mentioned like, it's having the right people around you. So
Oh,
you were having these ideas in place. Now, what did you do with those ideas next?
I feel like my biggest thing that I ever done in my life is creating relationships, like building relationships with people and never burning any bridges, even though
Mhm.
like things happen in life, but just building the good relationships, like doing good, like helping people. Like they need a favor, I just do a favor. I'm not asking or looking anything in return, but having those relationships will help you long term to get what you want to do. So right now, I know tons of people, hundreds and hundreds of people in so many different industries. And right now, what I do is like, I'm starting my marketing company. So guess what? I'm reaching out to all the people that I ever met. Like, hey, do you still have that real estate company? Do you still have that mortgage company? How's your marketing going? Are you guys in social media? And it's just like, because I already have this connection, it helps you leverage. So building a community, building your, list, it's the key. Not just that, you can know somebody who's selling house, so let's say commercial real estate. You may know somebody who's looking for a commercial real estate. You put them together, like you do
Boom.
the introductions. Boom, you can make a commission from it, or you can back on it. But also now your two contacts, your two friends are like so like thankful because you solved them a problem that they will do whatever you need them to do in the future.
Yeah, yeah. And then if they know what you're doing and what your specialty is, they'll be more than happy to provide you with something as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. If you know that, like if you it's a dentist, I'm gonna refer everybody I know to that dentist because I know they're gonna do the same thing for me.
Right, right. And even if they don't, not even having that expectancy to receive anything and just giving, right?
Yeah,
It will automatically come back to you in some way, shape, or form. And you just have to be open to receiving again, right?
yeah,
Yeah, no,
exactly.
that's great. And what kind of people have you met? Just along the journey.
Oh, I think I have met incredible people. I mean, I met Donald Trump before he was even
Really?
president. Like it was like super fun to kind of like share some time with him. I have met famous people. I have met incredible business owners. I was with Bradley a couple months ago in a seminar. It's not about putting names out there, because I feel like if you have money or you don't have money, if you're famous or not famous, it doesn't matter. For me, it's like the drive that you have. So it's just incredible. Like, I don't know, I have made a lot of people, but it's for me, is the passion and the drive that they have, that, you know, like I have this idea,
100%.
this business, and it's nice to see that fresh in the world, with everything that is going on and everything that is happening. You still have people who are there looking for a way to impact in a positive way the world.
Yeah, no, I get it. 100%. And also you feel a connection with them because they've went through the same kind of, hardships that you've been through, just in a different manner, right?
Correct.
Like most success stories, they include a ton of just like labor and physical ups and downs, right? That no one else really sees. They're just like in anything, if it's like through fitness, financial success, whatever, everyone just sees like what the outcome was. No one really sees like everything that, like the 9 years, right? No one sees that. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, no, and then you being able to connect with others and they share their stories and everything like that. Um, it's amazing, even just being around people like that. Don't you say?
Yeah. And it inspires you to do more. It's like, wow, like this is amazing. And it just gives you like kind of like that push, even though if you're successful already, but like when you hear those stories, it gives you the push, like, oh, this is so amazing. I want to do more. Like, I want to help others. I want to just, get, keep growing.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so I know you said you also traveled a lot of different places, right?
Yes.
What kind of countries and places have you traveled for your speaking?
I have traveled most of it South America, so Mexico, Colombia, for example. But I've been in Canada, the United States, but most of all United States, um, Rome, uh, Switzerland, um, Australia, New Zealand. But I think one of the trips that it changed my life was a trip that we did. It's a mission trip through my business partners, that we always believe in giving. Like the more you
Mhm.
give, the more you're gonna receive. And we went to Tanzania, Africa.
Oh wow.
Uh, it was a life-changing trip, because you don't know what you have until you see poverty. You
Oh
know
yeah.
how the way that they live, they I mean, they don't have absolutely anything, and they're so happy. They're so grateful. Like
Yeah.
they
From the
may
little
not have
things.
shoes. Yeah, they may not have shoes, but they're so grateful just for you being there. It's an incredible experience, where sometimes I feel like we need that to humble us and being grateful for what we have. That's the thing that we lack sometimes. It's we start looking at the problems. We start looking at, oh, this happened to me in my business and I lost this money and blah blah blah. I don't have any opportunities. I have too many competitions. So we started this negative thing, but without realizing how blessed we are and how many incredible things are happening in our life every single day, just by waking up,
Yeah.
just by having,
Right.
a place to sleep and food to eat. It gives us an advantage over hundreds and hundreds of people who don't have that, who don't have a house, who don't have anything to eat, who had to struggle just to provide the basic necessities. And when you start realizing how blessed you are and how grateful we should be for the things we have, then things start opening up to a completely different world, like opportunities. The way that you see life is different. So that trip changed it all. Because of course there was a point in my life, made money, made really good money, and I was all thinking about the next car, the next house, the next trip, and luxury things. And I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't give you the happiness and the satisfaction. But
Right,
once
right.
you start like being grateful, like truly grateful for life, Like those things doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it sounds like it taught you how to flip the script or even take a look at it that way, right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like when I built my network marketing company at the beginning, it was all about like, having the Gucci and the Louis Vuitton and like get the, Mercedes and the car and, like expensive luxury. That's what we preach to people. Like we were like, okay, so now you're in this rank and now you're making this money, get this car, get this house, get this thing. And now that I think about it, it's like, oh, I wish I would have known better. Because instead of having people spend more money, I
Hmm.
should be helping people save more money, invest money in other things, get out of debt. Don't show a new car or things. Like tell people you're debt free, or you just buying a new house, or you're getting
Hmm.
an investment property, like things like that. So yes, definitely, it's completely like it's a completely switch, way to see the opportunities that we have.
Yeah, no, 100%. Did it change you from being less materialistic?
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah. So I was living in Miami at that point, and then Miami is fun. Like I'm
Hmm.
not gonna lie, it's super fun. All my friends are there, but it's very superficial. It's about what you're wearing, what you have, cars, and it's very expensive. And then after the trip, it wasn't like right away, but like that trip led me to understanding that money is not like material things are not the things that make someone happy. It's the things that you do with the money that it makes you happy. So I wanted to be me again. I didn't want to wear like makeup and clothes and expensive things all the time because I wanted to show it for others so they can say that I make money. I wanted to be happy for myself. And I decided to move to Arizona. So I moved to Arizona. Nobody knows who I am here because I don't do business here really. I just built them from scratch. I moved here not knowing anyone, and now I'm me. Like I go hiking and mountain biking. I have friends, and of course having the financial freedom. It is, I mean, a game changer. I mean, money is incredible if you use it the right way. So
Hmm.
having an online business, having anything that it can provide for your family, it's like top one priority. Do it. Do whatever it takes to build that. Because now, like, I have a great lifestyle, but it's more like humble. Like, I have a good car, I have a good house, I have a great life. But it's just different
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, and having all those flashy things, it gets boring after a while, right?
Yeah.
And it's you're just showing off, and you think that you really like it, and then you learn that it's not really all that anyways.
No, and then the problem with it is that you get one thing, you're showing off one thing, but new things coming up all the time. So that
Mhm.
car that it was pre-racing 2 years ago, that's like, oh no, you need something else. So you keep like in this constant spending money just to show off the new purse, the new traveling thing, the new girlfriend or boyfriend. Like it's just like the new thing. And instead of just like, I don't know, right now in my life I'm looking for peace. I want peace. I want to help people. I want to help people, and teach them maybe anything that I know that I've done through all these years of business, so they can also change their life and take action in their business. But
Mhm.
also I want to be like just like nice peaceful life.
Right, right. And it also sounds like you want to just make an impact instead of just having
Mhm.
something that's materialistic that'll just vanish, right? And then you have to worry about in the constant loop of getting it all over again.
Exactly. It's about what it's the legacy that you leave. You
Right,
know,
right.
I wrote a book and it's only in Spanish. So, and the book is the name of the book is Born Poor, Living Rich. And then
Hmm.
the last chapter, there's a question that I ask about life. And it says, if what will people say in your funeral? if you die, what will people say about you when you die? And that question really impacted me because at one point, yes, people will say, oh, she's Colombian, she's successful, and then she had this house, she had this car, she had these things. But I don't want people to remember me for the things I have. I want people to remember me for the things I did, the legacy. Like, I want people to remember me like, oh, she helped these people change their lives. She teach other customers to do this. So she did this or work with this type of community. I want the legacy where people, that my name is like, oh yes, I met this girl years and years ago, and this is what happened after.
Yeah, no, that is super deep. That is deep. I love it. And it also gets you to think about, everything that you're doing. Is it for a good cause? Right? And is it going to, like you said, is it going to leave an impact and a legacy on the world? Like, is everyone even going to notice that you were on this planet after you were gone? Right? If you
Exactly.
were just chasing after things for yourself, you're gonna one day leave this planet and not even have an impact at all. No one even
Yeah,
know like that you were even on this planet. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And life is so short. Like, life is like really technically so short. And it's hard. Life is hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a challenge, it's hard, it's things happen all the time. But through life, the most important things are the moments. It's not the challenges, because we're gonna have challenges every single day, every single week is something happening. But it's about the moments that you do and what you do in life, and the legacy that you're leaving, and the things that you're teaching or doing is what it makes the impact. And people are going to remember you for those things, not for the things you have, not for the car
Mhm.
you just got 2 months ago. They don't remember those things.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I get it. 100%. No, I love what you're saying. It's awesome. And everything that you are, saying about yourself and just even advice, right? It's super meaningful and impactful and a
thank,
lot of thought behind it. So I love it. Uh,
thank you.
yeah, so before we wrap this up, I want you to give like two pieces of advice for the audience, right? One, what can any entrepreneur do if they're getting into the sales space and they want to start, implementing things for their social media and start advertising more and more? Um, yeah, let's start with that.
Okay, so very simple. If you are any entrepreneur, business owner, and you want to start selling more in social media, there's three things you want to do. You want to understand who your ideal customer is, all the demographics, the age, where they live, how much money they make, female, male, anything, right? Because with that information, that's the content that you want to create. The second thing that you want to do is start asking, what are the problems of my ideal customer? What are they struggling with? Because you already know the demographics and everything. So real estate, for example, they are first-time home buyers. They're like early 30s, for example. What are the problems to my ideal customer? They don't have enough credit. They don't know how to buy their first house, etc. And the third thing is, you want to ask yourself, how can I solve the problems of my ideal customer with my service or product? And that's going to lead to creating the content specifically to your ideal customer. It's not about the quantity of followers, it's the quality of followers. It doesn't matter if you have 100,000 followers that they don't buy the product for you. It's about, imagine if you only have 100 followers, but every single of those followers buys a house from you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
No, yeah,
imagine?
I get it 100%.
So
There,
it's
there's people with like a really minuscule following that are crushing it with sales, right? Just because of like the quality of the content that they're putting out.
And
Yeah.
it's not just random content, it's content for them, content to help your idea customer. So stop kind of like, I do teach to utilize the songs for like trends, because it does help you kind of like get more advertising, or kind of like getting more out there. But I don't teach people to do the dances and do all these crazy things, because if your ideal customer don't do that, why are you posting things that people are not gonna utilize. So stick to your niche, stick to your brand, and stick to what you're teaching. Solve your ideal customer problems, and then you start getting the right customers and potential customers.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. And two, um, when things get really hard, because I know you mentioned it took you like 9+ years to actually start seeing the fruits of your labor. When things get really, really hard, what was in the back of your mind? What was your your train of thought to just keep you pushing forward nonstop?
So having a really big reason why you're doing the things is most important. And second, understanding that nobody is going to come to your rescue. Nobody's gonna come and give you the house. Nobody's gonna give you the life that you want. You need to go out there and get it. It's about fighting. It's about like, going out there and like just trying different things until you make it. The funny part is that many people quit on their dreams, and they quit on $1 million ideas because it didn't work. But how many times do you try for it? Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many times you fail, it's how many times you get up and how many
Right.
times you do it all over again. How many times are you willing to sacrifice to get the things that you want? You can accomplish absolutely anything in life. You can get absolutely anything, but it will require a lot of sacrifice. So things that I did through all this like 9 years, like at the when I started like kind of like building my business, I never went out. I never went to nightclubs. I didn't have like anything. I didn't have time to do anything but work, learn, read, go to events to learn more. So I sacrifice time with my family. I sacrifice time with my friends. I sacrifice, just going out and having fun. But I was doing it because I was willing to sacrifice 5 or 10 years of my life to live the rest of my life the way that I want, the way that I choose. Right now, I don't have to ask anybody for permission to go anywhere to do anything. And it's not bad if you have a job, but what if you can build something that it can create residual income for generations to come?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love the fact that you mentioned that, hey, you stuck in it, just laser focused. You didn't go out. You didn't have time with your friends. You didn't go out to the nightclubs, right? You were
Mm-hmm.
just working on you, yourself, your growth, and your business, right?
Yes.
And there's so many people that'll come along and be like, oh, she's changed and this and that. Like, how'd you deal with all that? Because I know
Oh,
every entrepreneur goes through that.
I just don't care. I don't care what people says about me. If I have somebody in my life that doesn't support my dreams and my goals, there's not the person for my life. In life we have people for seasons, right? There's people that come in your life for a season to teach you something, to give you a challenge, or to put you in a different place. But it doesn't mean that that person is going to be in your life forever. There are some people that will be a lifetime friend, so like in your life, but 99% of the people in your life just come in your life for a season to teach you something. And that's what you need to realize. Just get that, like this is the most important. Make sure you don't care about what people says and go focus on what you need to do. Like make money, help others, serve others. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And the people that don't care, they're the ones
Oh,
that just go ahead and
bye.
crush it.
I
No,
was
no,
like,
I
okay,
mean, like you not caring about what they think, right? And like the outcomes of you just going ghost mode and just working on yourself, right? Those are the
that's
people that
fine.
kill it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I love it. Because most people are too scared to even do that, right? They just care too much about the friendship or like the relationship that doesn't really bring any value to the table to the either of you.
Okay. Also, I'm not saying just do hardcore, like
Yeah,
go
yeah.
crazy on people, but have a communication. If you're married, if you have a relationship, talk to your significant other and tell them, like, this is what I want. Like, my dream is to build this business. Let's do this together. I'm going to be really busy. I'm not going to have a lot of time to spend together, but I'm doing this for our future. So, like, have those communications, right? But
Right.
at the end of the day, nobody is coming to rescue you. You are your rescue.
Right.
You are, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you're born, how you're born, how was your childhood. Like, it doesn't matter about that. But it matters if you die poor, because that's your fault.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. I get it. I love it. I love it. So where can everybody find you? Right. I know there's your Instagram that I'll leave also in the description, but do you have
Yes.
like a YouTube, any other social media?
Yes. So you can find me in all social media channels at the same name, Angee Hernandez. And then you can also go to my website, angeehernandez.com. And I actually just launched 2 days ago a small course. It's only $50. It's crazy because I do this course for over $1,000. This is just $50, and it teaches you absolutely everything you need to know how to build your social media to sell more, and it includes 1 year of content already done for you. And I'm doing this as a, like, just give out to others, to impact and help other people do exactly the same thing. So it is in my website, angeehernandez.com, but you can actually find me in all social media and, any social media channels for any questions or anything you need.
Amazing, amazing. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and it was a blast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm super grateful and super proud of everything that you have accomplished, all the people that you're helping, and for actually having this absolutely amazing podcast that is, inspiring other people to take action, to go out there and to do, what they're meant to do. We all have a purpose, and you are definitely going to help so many people do the same thing. So thank you so much for having me here.
Amazing. Thank you so much.